Yeah, it's CarQuicks. You see what's going on. I don't know if you really understand what's going on, but I'm gonna let you know. It's time for me to make the GR Corolla shift better than a Civic Type-R, okay? I'm gonna do it. I know what you thinking out there like, yo, you're bugging. Because Honda engineers, yeah, they're one of the best in the world. And they engineer one of the greatest transmissions ever because I used to own an S2000, so I know. But I'm gonna try my best. Because the GR Corolla transmission does feel good, it feels great. But I want a little bit more crispiness, okay? I want a little bit more directness. And in order to achieve that, I got some parts. It's parts time, install. So, a little bit of an unboxing. I've always wanted some parts from a company called WeAreLikeWise. So I got new shift knob. This is the extra chunky boy. See if I can let it come out. Ooh wee, you see that? That's nice. I got their extender. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I got their extender because I always like the higher shift knob location in their reverse lockout. And then in conjunction with all this jazz, I got, hold up, let me get the box. We have some 2J Racing Shifter Bushings. I've never installed this stuff on there. I looked at a bunch of videos. It is as straightforward as possible. Don't mind the dirty, ashy hands and the watch, tan that I got on. We're gonna install all this. I got the tools I needed. The GR Corolla is looking sexy as ever, okay? Got the hood up. I was doing some work on the other car, family car, the Sienna. Another gigantic grill I have to clean later. And we're gonna work on this. Haven't fully done this, but we gotta remove the intake, that right there. And then we gotta take out some other stuff, I don't know. I'm pausing here because I don't know. We're gonna find out. Pausing this now, we're gonna shoot back to this later. Holler. I wanna also say another thing. It's blazing out here, okay? Where I live, it's dumb hot. So if you see me sweating, just let it be, because it's on fire out here. All right, so we're gonna take off this intake. It might take me a minute. I don't know how long it's gonna take me to do it, but I'm just gonna put you on a little time-lapse thing and y'all just gonna check out what I do and how long it takes me, all right? Peace.
Got they drink, who 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 got they drink.
Okay, so that wasn't really terrible. We got the box off. You can see the sweat on my brow. It's blazing out here. My Lord. Okay, now we have to do the next thing. Can't really see me right now because I'm walking away, but we're gonna throw these bad boys on. These are the bushings. I don't know if you can see down there. You really can't, but I'm gonna lean a little forward. Down there, where you see the little clamps for the shifter mechanisms, these are the bushings go on there and they help keep the shifting direct to the link. 2J Racing. I don't have no link or nothing for them, but if you heard about the company, you can go check their stuff out. We're gonna do the next phase of this, okay? The next phase is putting this stuff on, okay? Hopefully I don't die out here of sweat. I'm already burning up. All right, we're going to the next thing. I'm doing another time lapse. Holler at me. All right, on to the next video. I'm not gonna do a time lapse. I'm gonna do kind of a short one here. I don't have any gloves on, and I really do need some gloves because I don't like getting my hands dirty when I'm working on the car. Okay, sue me. But I like to have my hands nice and clean after the fact. But we're gonna take this off. We're gonna take this off right here. Doesn't seem to be that serious of a situation, just like a little cotter pin, not a cotter pin, but like a, there we go, a little clip here. There's like some grease or something on it. But there's that pin there. You gotta take that off. See, I already get my hands dirty and I ain't feeling it. I'm gonna get something real quick. Wipe my hands off. All right, take that off. And then we're gonna take this other pin off as the instruccione said. I just watched one video of this and I pretty much took it from there. That pin is not coming out easily. So we're gonna try to see if we can finagle another technique because the one I just tried was not happening. I heard you gotta like bend it out a little bit. There we go, I figured it out. Okay, then these kind of just come out, and then the old bushing, I guess, just pops out. I didn't see this part about the bushing coming out, but I'm assuming it just pops out. We're gonna take this off too. This is a washer for it, I guess. That also comes out. I guess so. All right, now we gotta get this off. I don't really know how to get that off, but I'm gonna find out, okay? We'll be back. Okay, I got the bushing out. See this right here? We'll zoom in on that bad boy. I don't know if it can. Whatever, you see the bushing. Okay, actually not that hard to get this off. I just was being dumb. However, I really wish I could get a breeze because I'm truly dying. We're gonna put this right here. We're gonna take off this next bushing. Y'all gonna listen to me as I talk and do this. Oh snap, I'm gonna drop something down to the crevices of no man's land. Took off the next bushing right here. So, according to instructions from 2J Racing in their video, I need to take this right here and sandwich these bad boys together. So, we're gonna rip this bag open. All right, we're gonna poke a hole in it on both sides. We're gonna see what we got here. We got two bushings. One of them is for one of these outlets and the other is for the other one. Shouldn't be that difficult to do all this. We got one color, nice anodized red. I mean, kind of goes with the theme of the car, black, red, and white. I'm gonna throw some blue colors in this soon enough, not just this rag, okay? Just give me some time. So I guess you're supposed to sandwich this stuff together as it says right here. It says you sandwich it together, you slide it back on. You're not sliding on. Okay, let's try that again. There we go, slide on. It says this one uses the little washer there. Then we slide these pin back on and do the same thing for these. This is actually pretty straightforward, honestly. Once you get past the air box and getting that off, because there's a few clips they say to take off for like the vacuum hose and stuff that they make it sound like it's real easy. And them things is like kind of like one use ones, but I finessed. I got them off. They're not busted. We're gonna use them again. Through the plastic, another red anodized pieces, 2J Racing on it. Nice, very high quality feeling if you're wondering what it feels like. Aluminum hand, anodized. Sandwich these ones together again as per instructions. This one, same thing. Sandwiches there. Take my now. Here's what I didn't read. I don't know if I'm supposed to reuse this washer here. And I think I am, because this washer here looks like it's sandwiched on. So I'm just gonna reuse this one here because I'm gonna clean it off a little bit. I don't see how I wouldn't if the other one has a washer too. So I'm really using some non-educated guesses here, but somewhat educated. I'm gonna put the pin back on again. And where is the opening for that? There we go. Up, and that's on. And we're done. And I'm sweating bullets. Okay, we're gonna put the air box back on. I don't really need a time lapse that. The next scene you see is me inside the car because we got a next level of foolery that we're gonna have to do. Also with the shift knob, it's gonna be fire. I'll be back. And the air box is back on. See that? That's fast this time because I know what I'm doing. Now we're on to the next phase. Okay, we're now inside. This is gonna be, I'll be perfectly frank, this is gonna be one of the hardest parts because I'm mad hot. I very much shouldn't even be recording this, but for the sake of content, I decided I'm gonna put this up on my channel for anybody that may want to see a quick little video of me making this thing shift as good as a Civic Type-R. Now, mind you, if you see like grass and stuff in the beard and whatnot, sweat. I mean, just let it be. I'm trying. I could very well be listening to a podcast right now, not even doing this, and just listening to some music, maybe Ransom and 38 Special, somebody to motivate me. But here I am recording a video. So we are going to take all of this off in order to get to the shifter base, in order to install the shift knob and extension and reverse lockout and the other pieces to the puzzle, which are these for the base plate or the shifter base. I guess it helps when you know what the movement and when you're shifting. So I don't even know how I'm gonna get the angle to record this, so I'm gonna get the tripod out and just pray that we get this correct and it looks good. And hopefully y'all watch it and say, hey, that was a good informative lesson of how to increase the shifting feel and directness of the entire ensemble. We'll be back. Holler. Okay, we got the angle. You see the shift. We got it zoomed in at 2x. You see the whole shift assembly part. We're gonna remove all that. I gotta take those receipts out of there. You know it's from CVS, so it's about 9 miles long. So we're gonna remove all this stuff here. I'm gonna put on a time lapse to see me removing it, because honestly, if you want to see a more longer form of somebody removing all the interior pieces there are videos for that. This is just me doing a quick one for my channel to show you the process of me doing this. So we're going to be taking all these panels off. We're going to do a time lapse. We'll be back. And just like that, we're done. I don't have them. See, I'm holding a microphone this time because it was on my shirt, but sweat and stuff, it's just not a good look right now. I'm still dying. Hopefully I don't look a mess on the screen, but if I do, oh well. But here we go. We have the main part of it off. As you can see, we got the shifter assembly removed. So it's go time now. Now it's over here somewhere on the floor. See there, we're gonna put the bushings on there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Holla at me later. We're going to the next stage. All right, so you see what I have in my hand, right? We got the bushings that we're gonna put under the base. So this is helping with, so I guess the point of these, it's like I'm holding Skittles in my hand. So the point of these, I'm assuming, is to help the base, which you saw, the whole plastic shifting. It has rubber bushings on there, which I'm sure is there to help give it some type of reduced vibration, probably reduce NVH, which is like the noise, vibration, harshness. So I'm sure that's why those rubber bushings are there on there. So we're going to change it to these anodized ones, which is probably going to make it feel, hopefully, as 2J Racing said, give it a more direct and crisp feel. Will there probably be more road noise and things of that nature? I would imagine so. Because after this, the next phase I'm going to do is to get a pitch stop mount in order to really stop the engine from shifting back when you're shifting. So, I mean, this ain't no luxury car, okay? If I wanted to be isolated by the sound, I should have bought a Benz, okay? I'm not trying to be isolated. I'm trying to hear the shifts. I'm trying to hear the exhaust. I'm trying to hear the turbo. I'm trying to hear the blow-off valve. I'm trying to hear all the noises. So here we go. I'm gonna throw this on real quick. I'm probably gonna do another time lapse because, like I said, there are detailed instructions of what I'm following. I watched that video one time and it was so straightforward. So shout out to 2J Racing for doing that. We're gonna do a quick time lapse of me putting this stuff on. They did say that they were using zip ties to hold these on place into the base, but I think I can pull this off without doing that because we're gonna see what I can do. We'll be back. okay, everything back installed. So I'm gonna talk about a technique I did. So if you notice, those little bushings that I was sandwiching together in the time lapse, I kind of pointed to it, they had to be held together, right? So in the instructions for 2J Racing, he said to use a zip tie and then to cut the tie and pull it out when you have it already seated in place. However, I couldn't find my cutters anywhere. I might have left it at another garage or something. I don't know, but they ain't on me. So I had to figure something else out. Essentially is, if you put them together, when you put it down, they just fall down, right? There's nothing keeping them together. So I had a little technique. I used some like synthetic impact grease. I took a very small amount, put it in between each piece to act like a glue, so to speak, and it held them in place. Slowly put it into place, and it worked. So if you're gonna do this and you're kind of in the same scenario like, yo, I didn't get no zip ties, I don't have my cutters, I don't know what's going on, how do I get this installed without finagling this for the next hour? Find some like impact grease to sandwich them together to act like a little bit of a glue. There's nothing wrong with using that because it's just a grease that they use on suspension and components, so it can handle all that. And that worked. So that's what I did to get that on there. I'm gonna hurry up and put this back together. The next video is me putting on the beautiful shift knob, the extension, and the reverse lockout. And once that's done, we're gonna go for a little bit of a test drive, see if this thing actually feels as good as the Civic Type-R. I'll be back. Okay, all right, it's getting a little cooler out here finally, for the love. We're gonna put on the shifting. All this beauty right here is gonna get put on. All this right here. I'm gonna flip the box around. All this right there, that's getting installed. All this wonderfulness is getting put on right now. So couple things. We're doing the reverse lockout, which is this guy right here, putting that on. So we got to follow the instrucciones, and they say a couple things. One, there's some really tiny pieces in here, so I'm gonna dump them in here real quick because that ain't going nowhere. It says to use a supplied O-ring. So I'm gonna put that on there. It goes all the way down, like so. It says to use the grease supplied, which is this right here. So I'm gonna apply that to all the bits and pieces on this thing. I'm using a glove this time because I don't feel like getting my hands all greased up. I've been dealing with that this entire time. So we're gonna put all this on there. I'm assuming I use all of it. I mean, why not? What else am I gonna do with this grease? It ain't like it's going anywhere else. Can't cook with it. So we're gonna just put it everywhere. I don't know if there's like some rule to how much grease to put on shifting assemblies, but I mean, I'm gonna use a random, uneducated kind of rule of thought, which is like, I mean, this stuff is moving around for the next however many tens of thousands of miles. So, I mean, at some point they say you need to come down here anyways and reapply a lot of this grease to keep the shifting assembly moving and acting as it should. So I'm gonna put all of it on. So this feels like aluminum, but it has their logo on it. And it's gonna be a cool little feature that goes on the back of it to help push that component up. So we are, I guess, sliding this bad boy on like this. Not bad. Here's a piece. We got it right here. This goes on top of this. To help, and then you got to tighten it. I forgot what the millimeters were on that. I think it's 16, they said. Hopefully I got a 16. It don't really look like it. If I do, it ain't over here. Let me see, this will fit. Nope. Well, y'all are gonna have to listen to me find tools right now, because I'm going all the way over here to my garage to find a 16, because I know I got one, I just don't have it over there. So don't mind the noise that you're about to hear as I bang around and find 14. I don't need a 14. I need a, oh snap. Almost drop a torque wrench. That's not a good look. Don't want to drop those. They never get back the way they used to. Okay, I'm getting close. I found everything else but a 16. Found a 15 and a 17. Like, come on now, don't do me like this. Don't do me like this. Nope. I know where, like, where are you at? Found it. 16, here we go. Now, I do realize that I'm saying this as if I'm 100% sure it was 16 millimeters. I just feel like I heard them say that. And I could be wrong, but here, let's hope that I'm right. Because if not, you guys are gonna have to watch me go back over there. Oh snap, it's correct. So, tighten it there. I'm not sure how tight you're supposed to make this, but I'm doing like, you know, hand tight. That's good. You never want to over tighten stuff, but it's kind of weird when it comes to like automotive certain things, because you never know. You're kind of like, okay, is it tight enough? Is it not? Now here's the piece that I really want to talk about. You see right here, the little red piece, and this is this right here. That is part of the reverse. It goes right here to help lift it up. Fire. Boy, let me tell you something, man. This is the type of stuff I like. Now, I do realize that a lot of the center console is apart, and I'm gonna have to put all that back in order to finish this particular install. So, in order to do that, I know we gotta put the shift boot back on. I don't know if I should. It's fine right now. We're gonna finagle this on. And they said you gotta massage this thing around, and voila, that's right there. Clean this off a bit. See a little bit of residual grease from when I took off the first time. But we're gonna just leave that there like that. That piece is fine. This piece right here is gonna snap into place. Okay. Clean this off a tad because it's like piano black and fingerprints. I mean, just don't mix. Car manufacturers, please, just listen. We don't want piano black. Just put aluminum or, I don't know, matte black, or just, I don't really know, honestly. It's probably the cheapest option to look decent as opposed to fake carbon fiber or some other terrible idea. So, this goes on the back here, and they said to utilize this little guy right here, this Allen key, and then I'm gonna put it on the last two because I'm using an extension, and the extension is probably going to be, it's gonna raise this part up pretty high. So we're just gonna use, the last two to get as much height on this as we can, and then I'm going to put the other part on. Now the battery is also dying, so you know this video might end sooner than it should, but that's just the way it is, you know. That's just the way it goes. All right, I'm gonna put this last one on, then we're gonna get to the extender, then we're gonna get to the shift knob, and then we might do a part two to kind of like wrap this whole thing up. There we go. Putting that on. Already looking good. Okay, I like this. Something different. I didn't just want a Marizo shift knob. I know everybody's getting those. Everybody else is getting circuit shift knobs or Alcantara ones. And I was like, I don't want that. I need to look down and see something that not everybody necessarily picked or chose to do. And because I've been following these dudes for I don't know how long on Instagram, I knew that one day I'd be like, let me go get some of their stuff. And I got it. Oh yeah, that's lovely. All right, so now we're gonna go to the next stage. We're gonna get here. It's just a box of goodies. Yo, come on now. Come on now. You see it. Look at that. Fire. So we're gonna put this on. I'm gonna clean off my hands as much as I can. You know, I don't want no grease on the brushed aluminum. We're gonna screw this on until I get the logo like right next to where I want it to be. I need to come down a little and I should be right there. Okay, you hear me? I need to come down, I need to tighten it just a little. This better work, okay? Because I'm already annoyed. Okay. That was just a little. Come on, baby. I still got to do the same thing for the shift knob because that also has a letter or lettering on it that I want to have a certain direction. So I know. Duh. All right, we're done. Look at the butteriness. Likewise, reverse lockout. See, this is great. See, that little shift knob feeling, this little thing right here, that feels great. Now, I know what you're asking. Where the heck is that extender that you were raving about? I'm gonna keep it 1,000. It's right here. I wasn't really feeling it. I know it's crazy. I like how it looks. I like the feel. I like the height. But the way it was shifting gears, it was like I was falling into a gear. It wasn't even a shift. I almost didn't even know what gear I was in. It was disconnected because the weight of this with that shift knob, it was like it needed nothing to just fall into a gear, which I don't necessarily like because I wasn't getting the feedback to say, hey, you're going into a gear. It's kind of just like in neutral, then it'll just like fall into third with very little effort. Wasn't feeling that. I have it off to the side. I think I would change it later if we get to a point where the aftermarket would make an entire bushing system for the entire cage part, similar to the K Racing or Cooler Works. I didn't choose any of those because I don't want to cut the little surround right here, this section. I don't want to cut any of that. If somebody makes one that's OEM, basically meaning it looks like this, but it has that same mechanism of extremely direct, stiff, spring actuated shifting, I'll buy it. But until then, if the only thing they got is cutting the little bezel around it, I'm not gonna do that. I'll just wait till they come up with a solution, and maybe they don't, I'm just gonna stick with what I got. But so far, so good. The shifts are butter. Okay, butter. I mean, just oh man, just direct. And it's not even, I don't even got the short shifter kit yet. When I get that, this is gonna turn to something else. So if you're thinking about it, if you're on the fence, if you're like, hey, how is this gonna work? Go get it. The bushing kits from 2J Racing do make a difference. I'm not gonna say it's night and day, okay? It's like day and mid-evening, okay? It does make a difference, but I don't want people to jump into this thinking that they're gonna go from sloppy to immediately F40 gated shifter. It's not gonna be that, but we're close. Boy, we're right up on there when it comes to that direct snick-snick feel, Civic Type-R S2000 feel. That's where we're getting to. So I'm glad I copped it. Go get that if you want. And I'm out. I'll be back for the next one. We got more mods coming. Peace.